Welcome back to my channel. It's Michael here. Today I'm going to share with you 3 ways to improve your public speaking skills. 3 things that I learned. I joined Toastmasters and learned a few things along my journey along the last 6 months. When I first got there about 6 months ago, I could hardly even say my name. All I wanted to do was just go and sit down. So just wanted to give you guys some tips, some tricks that I learned that really helped me develop my public speaking skills and be a better public speaker. Early on in high school, for me, I was never the most comfortable with public speaking. Before, when I was in high school, there would be presentations and stuff, and all I could remember was just how uncomfortable I was and so shy and nervous and just didn't like it. And I actually found the teacher before class and would tell her not to have me present, not to have me read it aloud, whatever it may be. Do not call on me because I don't want the spotlight on me in that moment. So at that point, I really didn't want to speak publicly, present anything that had to do with even saying my name in attendance. So some time went on after that. Never really public spoke, never really presented. And then years went on and I started to get comfortable, started to feel more confident in myself. And I was like, okay, I'm going to go try public speaking. I'm going to go to a real estate event and go speak in front of about 15, 20 people and share some properties that I have that are listed. It's a meeting that they share properties that are listed in the area. So I decided I would go to that event and speak. I decided I'm going to go speak. It's going to be not that big of a deal. I could do this. So I go there and about 15, 20 people there, and people are presenting their properties, sharing their properties with everyone. And it comes time for anyone else to speak. Does anyone else have anything to say? And at that moment, I knew I had to raise my hand and go up there. And I really wanted to. That's what I came there to do, was to speak. And I was just feeling so much nervousness, started to sweat, started to feel such a gut-wrenching feeling in my stomach that I was just so uncomfortable. And it was going to be really hard for me to get up there and to even speak. I knew in that moment with what was happening with my body, I wasn't going to be confident. I wasn't going to be speaking clearly. I wasn't going to be using that time to speak. I was going to be more so trying to just get out of this situation. So I decided not to raise my hand. I didn't raise my hand. I didn't go up or speak that day. So I left and I was so frustrated with myself. I was just like, oh my gosh, like I can't believe that I hit adversity and I couldn't push through it, because every time up until that point, I've always pushed through and conquered whatever challenge was in front of me. And that day I couldn't do it. And I left there and I was so frustrated. And I said to myself, you know what? I'm going to conquer this. Whatever it is, I'm going to push myself to do this. And this was when I found Toastmasters. I looked online, looked up like public speaking skills and things like that. And I came across Toastmasters. And it's a great opportunity for you to go practice your public speaking and get comfortable there. So the first thing for me, the first point I have to make was comfort, was getting comfortable. I had to get comfortable being in front of people. For whatever reason, I wasn't, but I had to get comfortable with myself and get comfortable with being in front of others and speaking. So that was really hard for me. I was not comfortable. I was very uncomfortable with sharing my opinion, sharing how I felt, expressing myself in front of people. So when I would go to the meeting at Toastmasters, I knew early on, like the first 2-3 weeks, I knew that it was a matter of just getting comfortable with yourself. Because if you're comfortable with yourself, you can get up there and you can say whatever you need to say and speak and be fine and go and sit down. I knew it was a matter of getting comfortable, and I knew that it was a matter of everyone else getting comfortable as well, because I could see it with everyone else. When they would go up and speak, I knew they weren't very comfortable with themselves. So that was a big thing for me, was to get comfortable with myself. And how I did that was just practicing, just going there and using that time to start to open up, start to slowly but surely improve every time, just getting more and more comfortable every time I would go. So that was a big thing for me, was getting comfortable. And in order for me to get comfortable, I had to get outside of my comfort zone to get comfortable. Because by pushing myself outside of my comfort zone, I actually developed a new comfort zone, a new standard where I could be in front of 15, 20 people, or in front of you here today, in front of this camera, and share with you my experiences, because I am comfortable with that. I can do that now. But it took me time to do that, to know that it's okay, to know that I'm not going to be judged, to know that someone's not going to hurl tomatoes at me from the back of the class to embarrass me or humiliate me. I had to go through that to know that, hey, it's okay. No, nothing's going to happen to me up here. People may think things and judge you, but you don't really know if they are doing that. And it's not worth your time to think about it, because if they are or aren't, it doesn't matter. What matters is you being comfortable with expressing yourself. So the first thing for me was getting comfortable, pushing myself outside my comfort zone to get comfortable. And the second thing for me was to use my will. I knew I was super uncomfortable with doing it, but I had to continually push myself outside of that comfort zone so that I would get comfortable. I had to use my will. I had to say to myself, I know I can do this. I know I can improve. It may not be night and day difference, but I can slowly but surely keep coming here and keep pushing myself to explain more, be up there more, to express myself more. That was something that I knew from when I went skydiving. When I went skydiving, I was afraid of heights. I was not comfortable with heights at all. And I decided, you know what, I'm going to conquer this fear. I'm going to do the most insane thing that you could do with heights, and that's jump out of a plane, right? So I decided to buy a ticket to go skydiving on a Wednesday, and I decided, you know what, I'm going to book this as soon as possible, because the longer that I wait, the more difficult it's going to be. All I need to do is just go do the jump. So within that first 24 hours of me booking the ticket on Wednesday, I had all these thoughts of, oh my gosh, what's it going to be like when I get up there? How am I going to feel? How's my body going to be reacting in that moment? Am I even going to be able to speak or to even move a muscle? Am I going to be so freaked out? And I just started having all these thoughts. And what I realized was I had to use my will and not have those thoughts. I can't think those thoughts. If I'm going to go and do this jump, I can't think of why it's so stupid to do this, why it's so crazy and illogical. Obviously, it's illogical jumping out of a plane with a person that you just met. Of course, it's illogical, but you can't look at it like that. That's why I had to use my will to step outside of that thought process and conquer my fear and do what I had to do that. So I had to use my will. Just like in the public speaking, I knew I couldn't think about what other people thought of me when I'm up in front of the class, because that's not going to help me be the best version of myself speaking up there. So that was a big thing for me, was using my will. And the third thing was be consistent. I had to be consistent. I had to keep going every week, every meeting, and continually develop myself and get better and better slowly but surely every week, and take the bigger roles and push myself more to get more time up there consistently. If I did that every 2 weeks, every month, once every month, I'm not going to improve nearly as much as I would if I went, which I did, once every week. I went once every week for the last 6 months. I improved so tremendously, so fast, because I went every week. If I went every 2 weeks or every month, I would not nearly be at the position that I'm at right now. I wouldn't even be comfortable even sharing this video with you. I wouldn't be able to express myself to share this video with you. So those were the three things for me that really changed my whole perception of public speaking and getting comfortable expressing myself, pushing myself, and consistently doing it. So getting comfortable, using my will, and being consistent. Those are the three things for me that really helped me develop myself as a person and as a public speaker. So I hope you take something from this video in your own life, whether it be public speaking or in your career or job or a relationship, whatever that may be. I hope this provided value for you. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and share this with a friend who may need this. Thank you, and I'll see you next video.